Hi, thanks so much for coming in today. My name's Courtney. I'm a peer counselor. How can I address you today?
I go by Rebecca.
Great. Thanks for coming in, Rebecca. So I'm a peer counselor, so I can provide nutrition education on three topics. The first is eating a balanced diet. The second is eating on a budget, and the third is reading a nutrition label. Do any of these interest you?
Can you repeat that?
Sure. So the first nutrition education topic I can cover today is eating a balanced diet. The second is eating on a budget, and the third is reading a food label.
Maybe eating a balanced diet.
Okay, great. And just to disclaim to you that everything that we talk about here is confidential, and my observer is here to evaluate me for my professor, Dr. George. But before we continue, I'm going to need your consent, so I'm going to ask you to sign this paper for me, and I'll also need your verbal consent to continue.
Where do I sign?
So you're going to want to sign, write your name here, and then your signature.
Okay.
And then I will go ahead and sign it as well. Great. So I'm going to start by asking you a few questions. So the first is, what year are you at SF State?
I'm a freshman.
Okay. And do you live on or off campus?
I live in the dorms.
Great. And so you don't commute. And how often do you buy meals and snacks out during the week? Would you say never, rarely, sometimes, often, or always?
Well, I don't. My parents buy for me. I eat at City Eats like all the time.
Okay. How often do you buy meals out on the weekends?
Well, I'll go out. Maybe I'll eat one ramen packet. I'll just microwave it, and then maybe I'll go out and get boba with my friends.
Okay.
But then, other than that, I starve because I'm a college student and I don't really have money.
Okay. And how often do you buy snacks out on campus during the week?
Well, maybe I'll go to Quickly's like once a day.
Okay. So next we're going to move into what's called a 24-hour diet recall. So I'll have you recall the foods you ate yesterday from the very beginning of the day until the end.
What?
So it's called a 24-hour recall. So I'm going to have you list to me the foods that you ate yesterday, starting from the very beginning of your day and all the way to the end, the last thing you ate.
Okay. Oh, so like what I ate, basically everything yesterday.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I woke up and I went to City Eats and I had a grilled cheese with a cup of milk, and I ate an apple. What else did I have? Oh, and then I had a side of fries.
Okay. About what time was this at?
Maybe 9.
Okay. And I'll have you keep going, continue through the rest of the day.
Okay. At lunchtime, maybe around 1. Oh, I had 3 slices of pizza and a Diet Cola with a side of salad.
All right. Did you have anything else yesterday?
Oh yeah. And then around 4, I went to Quickly's and I got a large milk tea with extra boba and a side of popcorn chicken, but no rice.
All right. Is that all you had yesterday?
Oh no. And then for dinner time, I went back to City Eats. And then I ate 2 grilled cheeses because I love grilled cheeses. And I also ate 5 carrots, like those baby carrots. Oh, and I had 5 of those little tomatoes. And did I eat anything else? Oh yeah, I had 1 chicken tender strip.
Alright, great. So just to go back and get some detail, we're going to go through what you told me. So on your grilled cheese, what kind of bread did you use?
I think he used sourdough. I don't know, it was white and it tasted sour, so maybe sourdough.
Okay. Great. And do you know how much cheese was on it?
I'm not sure, but when I pulled it apart, it was very stringy, so maybe 3. I don't know, there was a lot of cheese. I love cheese.
Okay. And about how much milk did you have? Would you say it was about a cup? You can also use some of these really great handy food models. So do you think your milk was about the size of this or this?
Maybe it filled all the way to the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, and how big was your apple? Would you say it was about the size of a tennis ball, a baseball?
It was the size of a baseball, but to be honest, I only ate half because I didn't like it.
Okay. And how about your fries? How many cups of fries would you say you had?
Cups?
Sure. Or a handful?
Can I use one of these?
Sure.
They're so squishy. Maybe around the size of this grapefruit, like in my palm. Yeah, it was definitely that size.
All right, great.
Squishy.
So moving on, what size would you say your Diet Coke was? We're going to use these guys again.
Oh, I don't know. I can't tell. I just drank 1 can.
Okay. And how about your salad? How big would you say your salad was? It's about the size of a tennis ball, or did you think a baseball?
To be honest, it was very small. It was basically just a side with the grilled cheeses. It looked like this much. Maybe it was just a garnish.
Okay. Awesome. And then moving on to your milk tea, about what size would you say that was?
Oh, it was definitely a large.
Okay. And about how much popcorn chicken do you think you had? Do you think it was about the size of this?
I'm not sure. Have you ever went to Quickly's on campus?
I have walked past it.
Have you gotten their popcorn chicken?
I have not.
Oh. Well, it comes in a bag, so I can't really tell how much it is.
Okay.
Maybe, like, if this was a bag, it would have filled up this much. Yeah.
Okay.
This grapefruit size, maybe more. Maybe this much. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And then your grilled cheese at dinner, was it also sourdough?
Yeah.
Great. So thank you so much for sharing that with me. We're going to move into talking a little bit about eating a balanced diet, if that's still what you're interested in talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay, great. And before we move into that, I want to ask you a couple questions. How do you feel about changing your diet? Do you feel it's important, and how would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Maybe a 7.
And one thing I missed with your diet, was that a usual day for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And how confident are you that you can make this change?
On my diet?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like a 10. I'm confident in every single thing I do. I can do anything I set my mind to.
Great. So I just want to let you know that I want to make a SMART goal with you. A SMART goal is a goal that is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So we're going to move into some education about eating a balanced diet, if you're okay with me doing that with you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this is a handout that's from My Plate. My Plate is a website that shows you the most ideal way to set up your plate when you're eating. So they suggest that you have fruits and vegetables take up about half of your plate. They suggest grains that take up a quarter of your plate, and protein is also another quarter. They suggest that you eat every 4 hours and that you avoid oversized portions. You want to try to limit eating out, limit things like sugary beverages, limit your alcohol and your saturated fat. And
What is saturated fat?
saturated fat, it comes from animals. It's okay to have in moderation.
Okay.
And so that's something that you would want to limit. You would want to limit your solid fats. It's a type of solid fat.
Okay.
And in regards to how much you should be having of these food groups per day, they suggest about 2.5 cups of vegetables, 2 cups of fruit, about 5.5 ounces of protein, and grains about 6 ounces, dairy about 3 cups.
I don't get it. What is ounces?
Ounces is a measurement for fluids, so
I don't get it. So 5.5 ounces of protein?
right, so that might look something like 1 or 2 of these. So when you're eating, you want to measure your protein based on your palm size.
My palm?
Yes.
I have a fat hand. Is that okay?
Yes,
Oh.
that's totally fine.
So I don't get it. So this is 5.5? So like if I were to like eat my hand, palm, this would be...
That would be the perfect portion for a meal, for protein.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, and do you know where we can get some of these sources of fruits and vegetables?
Well, sometimes I get cantaloupe flavoring in my milk tea. Does that count?
It does not count. So flavoring comes with a lot of sugar, so you want to get your fruit and vegetables from just whole.
Oh, I eat an apple though. I usually eat an apple a day because that's what my mom tells me.
That's
But
great.
to be honest, I don't like finish it all the time because I don't like apples.
That's fine. There's plenty of options for you. They list them out all right here. And then they also give you a full list of vegetables. They list out types of proteins, so it looks like nuts, meat, eggs, and then for grains, they list out whole grains like brown rice and quinoa.
What is whole grains?
Whole grains is unrefined, so it's got a lot more fiber for you. It's a better option when it comes to eating your carbohydrates.
Wait, so my grilled cheese is like that can be a whole grain, right? Because
Yeah.
so basically I'm eating a lot of fiber when I eat my grilled cheeses because that's bread.
If
Bread
you
is whole grains, right?
only whole grain bread. So sourdough is a type of white bread, so that's not a whole grain.
What? Oh my god. I thought that I was eating whole grains like this whole time.
That's okay. So after we've been over this, do you have questions?
I have a bunch of questions. Let me see. Teaspoon? What is that?
A teaspoon looks like this. My Plate suggests about 6 teaspoons of oil per day.
So I'm just gonna like down 6 teaspoons?
No,
of
so
oil?
some ways to incorporate oils in your diet are to cook with them. You can add them to.
Oh, but I don't cook.
Okay. You could ask your City Eats kitchen to cook with oils rather than things like butter.
Oh yeah, his name is Rome, my chef. He makes me grilled cheese. Yeah. Okay. So tell him to put butter into my grilled cheese, like more, like 6 teaspoons per grilled cheese.
No, so you're going to want to use things like olive oil. Those are a bit healthier fats. So if you were to substitute olive oil for butter, that could be a better option.
Oh. Oh yeah, he's definitely using butter.
Okay. So let's move on to making a SMART goal for yourself. Do you have anything in mind that you'd like to work on?
I don't know. I eat a lot of grilled cheeses. That's like 60% of my diet since I was like 5 years old. Yeah. In high school, they called me grilled cheese queen.
Really?
And I really rolled with it. So I don't know. I thought grilled cheese was good for you. How do we make a grilled cheese better then? Wait. Oh yeah. How do we make a grilled cheese better? Because it's literally all I eat.
So if you want to try to make some changes with your grilled cheese, you could ask to substitute sourdough for whole grains. You could ask for them to cook it with olive oil or a different type of oil rather than butter.
I think he will do that. Ron, my chef, I think he will do that for me. Cook it with like vegetable oils instead. Do you think City Eats even has vegetable oils?
You could always ask.
Okay, that's a good idea. I never thought to ask that.
So do you have any specific ideas as to what you would like your goal to be?
No, maybe just something about my grilled cheese. I don't really know. I always thought I was doing good because I thought grilled cheese before. I thought that the sourdough was type of a whole grain because it's a grain, I think. And I also thought it was very balanced because there's carbs in there. There's also some protein from the cheese. And I always thought it was good for me.
It's definitely okay to have grilled cheese.
Good, because that's 80% of my diet. I love grilled cheeses.
Okay, so I've written a goal down for you. Let me know how you feel about it. We can adjust it and make changes.
Over the next month, make a switch from sourdough to whole wheat bread.
How do you feel about that goal?
That goal's just okay. I feel like I'm confident I can switch to whole wheat bread, but I feel like I could do more.
Okay.
What else can I do?
Would you be interested in limiting the amount of grilled cheese you eat?
Oh, definitely not.
Okay.
But I guess I can try to ask the chef if he can change the oils.
Sure, so let's update your goal.
Oh my god, it says high saturated fat foods is cheeses.
So cheese does have saturated fat, so that's one of the foods that you want to try to limit, but it's okay to have in moderation.
Is that saturated fat's bad for you? Oh my god, I didn't know that. How bad is it for you? Like bad? Oh my god, I have like 5 cheeses per grilled cheese. Oh, maybe I should limit that. I don't know. I love cheese. Is that good if I limit it?
Yeah, it's definitely a step that's...
Okay, I think I could go all in.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's do something with the cheeses. Oh my god, I didn't know that was bad. Can we like maybe only 2 cheeses per grilled cheese? I don't know. It's like 5 right now, I think. It's very cheesy. It's delicious. You should try it, but
Alright, so I've written a goal for you. Let me know how you feel about it.
over the next month, ask chef to cook with oil instead of butter and ask to limit the amount of cheese used. On top of the sourdough to whole wheat thing. Heck yeah, I think I can do that. That sounds good.
Awesome. So, how do you think you're going to be able to track this goal for yourself?
I don't know. I can tell Rome, he's my chef, or we're like homies at Cities. Maybe I can tell him. Maybe he can I can tell him my goal. Maybe he can judge me every time I try to not follow it. I don't know. He's very funny like that. We can do that.
That's definitely an option. If you'd like another one, a food diary would be a great way to track your goal.
A diary?
Only if that's something that you're interested in.
Oh, I use my Google Calendar a lot. Maybe I could just mark it in there.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing your diet with me. If you have any other questions?
What do you think of my overall diet? Like, is it okay?
So if we're going back to the handout and we're looking at your diet, so some things that we wanted to work on, which includes your goal, was to limit the saturated fats. So limiting your cheese, that's just a great step.
I could do that, okay.
So your goal is going to get you, it's going to help you a lot with achieving some of the things that are on this handout, and you're more than welcome to take it with you.
Oh, I can take this?
Yes.
Cool. This is very helpful. What do you think about the keto diet?
So I actually can't speak to that because I am just a peer counselor.
Oh, this is awkward. I'm so sorry I asked you. Wait.
It's okay.
Then, should I just go to Google?
You could, or you can consult the on-campus. There's a nutritionist in the health center.
Oh, I didn't know that. We have a nutritionist?
We do.
How do I do that?
You could go in and make an appointment with her, or you could see if you can make appointments online.
The health center?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that little circle thing building?
Yes.
Okay. Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming in and sharing your diet with me. I hope you have a great day.
Okay, thank you. Peace.